Metro Dade police trying to restore order.
And that's what I'm talking about. You come into our house, you should get your behind kicked. You don't come in the OB playing that stuff. You across the ocean over there. You across the city. You can't come over to our place talking noise like that. You get your butt beat. I was about to go down the elevator and get in that thing.
Do my good people, welcome to another episode of Dynasty Network, where we talk everything Miami Hurricanes football. And today we're doing a little bit throwback action. We're going back to 2006, one of the darkest days in Miami football history, better known as the Brawl. We're going to get into this video, and then I'll be back with my commentary.
After 50 seconds of pure chaos, state troopers and FIU police had to come on the field to restore order. After the teams finally began separating towards their own sidelines, the referees huddled up to discuss how they were going to penalize this brawl. It took them nearly 15 minutes to come up with an answer. That had to be the longest 15 minutes of all time. During that break in the action, Miami was seen celebrating and chanting, with fans proud of what had just gone down, and other fans fighting in the crowd, eventually to be stopped by the local police. But that's not even the worst part. Listen to what the other commentator during this broadcast had to say following the fight.
The Metro Dade police trying to restore order.
Now that's what I'm talking about. You come into our house, you should get your behind kicked. You don't come in the OB playing that stuff. You across the ocean over there. You across the city. You can't come over to our place talking noise like that. You get your butt beat. I was about to go down the elevator and get in that thing.
You assess any penalties here?
You know, I say why don't they just meet outside in the tunnel after the ball game and get it on some more.
So this commentator, Lamar Thomas, was a former player for the Hurricanes back in the early 90s. Lamar was one of the program's best receivers ever.
Was he?
But he wasn't exactly the greatest guy in the world. In 1996, he was charged with aggravated battery after beating his pregnant fiancée. Lamar pled no contest and served jail time. Then he allegedly beat her again in 1997. He probably never deserved to be in that booth in the first place. Because of those comments he made during that game, Lamar Thomas was immediately fired. When the broadcast re-aired, they had cut those comments he made. Like I said in the beginning, 31 players would be suspended, 13 from Miami and 18 from FIU. Most of these guys served one-game suspensions. Number 26 for FIU, Chris Smith, was thrown off the team for this. And number 24 on FIU, McDuffie, was also thrown off the team for kicking that dude in the head. Number 26 on Miami, Anthony Reddick, pulled the most notorious move of all. It's what you all know now as the Miles.
I would never forget that. That boy went ham out there. That boy picked up his whole helmet and threw it at the goddamn team.
Garrett move. He would be suspended indefinitely, but that indefinite suspension lasted only 4 games. The punishment overall was extremely light. This would anger many. An ESPN writer called Miami's one-game suspensions a soothing caress and manicure. Now, check out this photo. This picture of FIU player Ahmad Ned on crutches became infamous. It had kind of turned into a meme before memes were a big deal. But for FIU, they would continue to fall into the depths of despair. They finished the season 0-12. Their coach resigned, and they would go on to lose 23 straight. For Miami, they would finish with their worst record in just about a decade. The legendary dynasty of TheU was old news. Head coach Larry Coker had made a complete fool of himself. This dude had the balls to say this after the game. Quote, I think it'll affect the image of our program greatly, but in a positive way. I think that when they see the video and they see how it was handled, they will be impressed with our players.
Nah, you can't say that. Nah, bro. Nah. Come on, Lord.
You know what we be saying right now? We ready. We ready. We ready. We've been here a damn couple years, but you don't come in here talking smack. Now how?
Crazy, man. Okay, we gonna stop it right there, man. And before we get out of here, we just gonna take a look back of the fallout of the brawl. And it says a total of 31 players were suspended, 18 from FIU, 13 from Miami. Team dismissal. FIU completely kicked Chris Smith and Marshall McDuffie Jr. off the team for the direct attack on the Miami holder. Miami suspended Anthony Reddick indefinitely. Broadcast fired. Former Miami player and Comcast Sports Southeast TV analyst Lamar Thomas was fired after celebrating the fight from the broadcast booth. His live commentary included the infamous phrase, "You don't come into the OB playing that stuff, you'll get your butt beat." Coaching staff, the embarrassment heavily damaged the reputation of both programs. At the end of the 2006 season, both Miami head coach Larry Coker and FIU head coach Don Stockton was replaced. That was crazy. That was a crazy ball. Not the best days of Miami. Definitely was the end of the era for Larry Coker. And, you know, I remember that season, and it's crazy. That's 20 years ago, that season, but I kind of remember that season. It was done for Larry Coker. Let's remember Larry Coker was handed a Ferrari, and he just couldn't maintain it. And by that point, it was so much stuff going on. He had not lost the way of the team, and, you know, it all culminated into that night. Actually, that was early in the season, so they actually won that game, but that wasn't a very good year. It was a lot of things went on. We all know the situation with Brian Potter, so it kind of was that brawl was definitely a farewell song for Larry Coker and his coaching staff, and I'm glad those days are over, and I'm glad we got Mario Cristobal and we headed back to the top. Well, hey, that's just my opinion. Make sure you like, subscribe, share, and please leave all comments below. And you're watching the Dynasty Network.